Hey everybody, Luigi on Taveros back again, and welcome to our third part in this 7-day chain breaker mini series. We're gonna talk about how to find that one thing. In the last video we talked about how to find those motivated sellers, the only thing you need to be focusing on right now. And basically for the rest of the life of your business, which is the main thing, is acquisitions, finding those motivated sellers so that you can create deals, create value, and create income. You're gonna need a phone system. Like if you're starting out right now, you have nothing, you're barely gonna start finding motivated sellers, this is what you're gonna need. You're gonna need a phone system. Now there's a few that I recommend. I personally use CallRail, costs about 30 bucks a month, but I like it because it has a lot of tracking. You can search for the lead, or you just put in the phone number in there. It's really cool. It's just a more advanced type of incoming lead system that there is out there right now. It's about 30 bucks a month. You can get about 10 phone numbers on there. I used freedomvoice.com though for 3 years or so. When I barely first got started, that's what I used. Freedom Voice, that's basically, again, it's the same price. I don't want you to get stuck on, okay, my phone system and which one do I need to use and which one's gonna work. You need it, but it's not that important. I mean, you could literally do this on a notepad if you had to. This is just technology that is out there that'll make your life much easier. Freedom Voice, CallRail is great. They both cost about 30 bucks a month. The other one is Google Voice. That one's free, okay? So that one does the same thing. It's just very basic though. Lead comes in, it records the phone number. You can then go in there, log in, and start calling all your leads. The next thing you're gonna need is a CRM, a customer relationship management system. This is very important. I don't want you to just hear this and let it go by. This is crucial. Get started using a CRM now. Even if you don't have many leads, even if you're just getting started right now, a CRM down the line, once you're getting thousands of leads a month and things like that, and you're really running a business, you're gonna wish, if you didn't, you're gonna wish you had started using it from day one and gotten used to just working that way. I made the mistake, honestly, in the past where didn't really pay much attention to a CRM, and I probably lost hundreds of thousands of dollars due to that, because I wasn't following up effectively with my leads. Get a CRM. The one I recommend and that I use now is Podio, podio.com. The cool thing about Podio is that you can customize it to the exact thing that you want for your business, and it has a lot of nice bells and whistles, like sending an offer with a click of a button, opening escrow with the click of a button, send the lead to a realtor with a click of a button, mail an actual offer to a seller with a click of a button. All this really cool stuff that's just gonna help you save time and be more efficient and be able to follow up with your leads more effectively. So you definitely want to get into that. High-Rise, that's another one. It's more simple. There's a free version of that. I don't really know how many, but you can get a certain amount of leads in there for free. Very simple. It's good for follow-up, but if you're gonna get started, I highly recommend just getting with Podio. If you just go to Podio, you're probably gonna be a little confused. His name's Dan Schwartz, okay? And Dan, S-C-H-W-A-R-T-Z. You get Podio, look him up, Google his name, look for his Podio customization package. He sells it, it's a few $100, but it's totally worth it because it gives you a system that's already working and you just need to customize the little details for your business. So that's what I did, and I recommend that you do that as well. We're talking about the one thing that you need to find. All this stuff is stuff that you need in order to do that. I want to talk about one thing, and I want to clarify it very quickly. What is motivation? Why would a seller, once you start your journey into finding these motivated sellers and doing all that, why would they discount a property? I mean, I get that question a lot from even buyers, like, hey, how'd you get this property? I mean, why would somebody do that? The answer to that is value, okay? Value is why they would discount a property. What kind of value can you bring to the table that would make a seller wanna discount their property and sell it to you? I mean, why don't they just list it on the market? I ask sellers all the time, hey, Mr. Seller, I mean, it sounds like you have a nice property and I'd love to buy it, but why don't you just list it on the market? And they usually give me an answer. They say, well, I don't want to go through that hassle. I don't want to, deal with agents and pay commissions and, have my property and people walking all over my house every other day. They just don't want to deal with that. So with the value that I bring is I come in, I say, hey, Mr. I'm not going to be the highest in town, but I'll get it done. And this is what I can do for you. That's value to them. So an easy, fast, quick transaction, even if it's at a lower price, adds value to that seller's situation, and hence you get a discount for that property. There's a few ways that you can find motivated sellers, and we're gonna get into that. So there's free ways. It's obviously gonna be more grunt work, but hey, if you're motivated, if you got a burning desire and you're willing to put in the time and dedication and effort, everything that it takes to make it in this business, then this stuff shouldn't be a problem for you. I've helped a lot of local guys and friends that just want to get started in the business and they don't have money to put into marketing. What do I tell them? I tell them to go do this stuff. Okay, so number one is Craigslist. You can start calling Craigslist for rent ads in your area. You can start calling Craigslist for sale ads in your area. And yeah, you're gonna get the majority of people that you're gonna get is they're not gonna be motivated, and they're just gonna tell you, no, I'm not interested. But guess what? Remember, the power of one. You don't need 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 motivated sellers. You just need one motivated seller, and it's a game changer. Okay, so remember that. So the next one is bandit signs. Okay, what's a bandit sign? Bandit sign is this little puppy right here. Plastic, I don't know if you can see that very well. Corrugated plastic, they call it. You can either have these made online, just Google bandit signs or corrugated plastic, and you can have them pre-made and you can just go put them out in your area. You can write it out with a marker, kind of like this, and you can just buy the stakes or get some wooden stakes at Home Depot and just put them out. Suggest you put them out on a weekend so that they're not taken down so quickly by you know, the people that are watching out for that kind of stuff. Again, bandit signs are great. In my area, in San Diego, you know, you have to put a lot of bandit signs out in order for them to give you, you know, a good lead. It might work fantastic wherever you're at. I don't know. I would definitely try it out. The other one is MLS. You don't need to be a realtor to start putting offers in the MLS. All you need is to find an agent that's willing to work with you, that knows that you're an investor, that knows what you're doing, that you're wholesaling properties. Or if you're not wholesaling and you're a rehabber and you're trying to do that, then great. Find an investor-friendly agent. And where do you find these people? You find them at the local real estate investment clubs, at the RIA meetings, or putting that on Craigslist. That's the easiest way to find. Just putting that on the real estate for sale area. Say, hey, looking for investor-friendly real estate agent. I'm looking to buy houses cash and I want to work with you. Put that ad out and you'll see agents are starting to shoot you emails and stuff. And then talk with them, meet them up for coffee and tell them what you want to do, and then have them start making offers for you. You can start making offers to pending properties. That's always a great way to sneak into the back door of a deal. Properties that are pending. Usually there's about 10%, 15% fallout. And guess what? If you made the right impact when you spoke to those agents, then they're gonna be calling you as soon as that property falls out of escrow, and that's the way that you can get into the back door and save that property from falling out of escrow. You can come in as a buyer. It might be at a lower price, obviously, but you'll get it done. The other one is 60 days and older that have been listed on the MLS. Those obviously have been sitting on the market for quite some time, and they tend to be more motivated. The other ones you can do are probates and tax delinquent properties. Those both lists are some of my personal favorites, actually, and you can get the list for free. There's some work though. You got to put some work. They're not easy to get, and that's the great thing about it. The harder the list, the better it is. The most profitable list I have are the ones that are very hard to get. So the way you get them is you go down to the county recorder's office for the probates, and you go down to your tax collector's office for the tax delinquents. You pay a fee. You might have to jump through some hoops to get it, but it's very, very worth it. Okay, so you can do that as well. There's usually smaller lists, okay? So it doesn't take a lot of money to start reaching out to those people. A lot of the probates come with the phone number, so you can actually call them directly. And the other one is YouTube videos, okay? Now you can create a video, kind of like I'm doing right now, and basically say, hey, I'm, you know, John Doe, and I'm buying houses in the San Diego area, and if you're interested, I'd make you a cash offer for your house. And then you put specific keywords in that video. When people Google that, your video is gonna pop up, and then it'll lead them to your site. It'll come in as an online lead for you. Now we're gonna get into the paid ways to find the motivated sellers. Now, the paid ways is obviously what any true legitimate business or real estate wholesaling business would do, as well as the free. The free is, I mean, there's a lot of great leads with the free. If you don't have money right now to start paying thousands of dollars with the paid ways of generating motivated sellers, do the free ones. They're fantastic. The paid ways is obviously direct mail. Direct mail is just basically sending letters, postcards, any kind of marketing piece into the homeowner's mail. Direct mail is actually my favorite. I would say at least 80% of our business comes from direct mail. It's just the bread and butter for us of this business. So direct mail, we've been doing it from day one. Pay-per-click, Google advertising, that's great. You need to know the specifics of how to do that well, because otherwise you're gonna lose a lot of money just with people that you don't even want clicking on your ads. Pay-per-click, I would hire or study an expert on how to do that. They're not usually the people that you're mailing. So a lot of very profitable deals come from PPC. The other one is you can do text blast and voice blast, but usually you would do that as a precursor to these two types of leads. So once you have the leads, every now and then, once a month, twice a month, you want to send out a text blast or a voice blast and see if anybody kind of raises their hand and says, yes, I want to sell, and then you'd follow up with them. Now, where do you get the data? Okay, very important question. One of the places that I get the data is realquest.com. Realquest.com is great. The only thing with that is that you need a subscription, okay? You need a subscription so that you can be able to download the data, and there's usually a cap of downloads that you can do a month. It costs you anywhere from 100 to, I used to be paying about 700 a month, but I had a lot of downloads. List source is basically the same data as RealQuest, but you don't need a subscription. It's free. You can go in there and you can get it. You just need to pay per download, which it can get expensive. I do a lot of my research on list source, and then I can see if that market is something that I want to get into or not. Depending on where you are, I think they only serve a certain amount of states, but check into this, propertyradar.com. It's great because it's only 60 bucks a month, and you get about 20,000 downloads. It's great because I go in there, 60 bucks a month, and I get 20,000 downloads. If I need more than that, I just open a couple more accounts and download 20, 40, 60, 80,000 records, and then we're off to the races. So Property Radar is another great way to get leads. Now, one of the things I do want to mention is for the paid, I would say you need at least a budget of about $500 to $1,000 a month minimum. I mean, if you don't have that budget and you're able to spend that and make a commitment, all this marketing stuff, you got to commit. You have no idea how many people come and they say, hey Luigi, I want to get into the direct mail. What do I do? So I tell them, and then they try it a couple times and it doesn't work, they don't get a deal, and then they give up. I would say commit 6 months. Then if it doesn't work by 6 months, then something's wrong. You need to tweak something. It's a commitment. It's not just something that you're gonna dabble in and then it didn't work and then just gonna give up. Okay, so you need to commit. That's the main thing about marketing. There's a commitment made. Everything's a test. Every mail piece is a test. Every time you mail a different list, it's a test. And when you find something that works, you stick to it. Let's just say you already downloaded your list from these areas. You got some absentee owner list or some quick claim deed list, and you're ready to rock and roll. You got the list, you're ready to mail. What do you do now? So you want to go to click2mail.com. click2mail.com. And once you go there, it's very simple. Just set up your mail piece, you upload your list, and you pay, and you can send your data out. Now, the other way that you can do it is you can find a local mail house that does direct mail for local companies and stuff like that. And that's actually the way I recommend it. That's the way I do it. I used to do online click-to-mail and other companies like that, but ever since I went the local route, I've never gone back. I love it because I can just send them a piece of artwork that I like. I just take a picture of it, send them, say, I want you to do this. They set it up for me. And not only that, you can get it for cheaper too. You can negotiate with them, get your mail pieces for cheaper as well. Tell them what you want to do, and see how they can work with you so that you can work together. The other thing, you don't want to do what everybody else is doing, okay? You don't want to send out the same mail piece that everybody and their brother, especially in the current market that we're in right now. And the market's hot, okay? Everybody's doing direct mail and testing things out and stuff like that. There's a lot of dabblers out there, obviously, but you are gonna commit. So you're not gonna be a dabbler, you're gonna commit, and you're gonna mail every single month if that's what you're gonna do. If you're going the paid route, be different, you know, switch up your mail piece a little bit. Be more personal with the seller. On the phone when you're talking to them, separate yourself by being someone that adds value, and you'll be amazed at the results, okay? So that's the main thing. We've talked about the one thing you need to focus on. We've talked about how to find the one thing, which is motivated sellers, the free ways, the paid ways. If you do this, you're gonna have people calling you wanting to sell their house. I remember my first phone call, I was shaking. And I went outside, I didn't want anybody to hear, had my script, and I was basically just talking to a seller, and it was scary. I'm gonna try to make it less scary, because in the next video, we're gonna talk about how to effectively talk to motivated sellers, okay? So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please go ahead and share it with your friends. And guys, again, thank you so much for spending your time here with me today, and I'll see you on the next video.